Hi, my name is ColdBeer, and let's start with Dreamscaper.
This is a beautiful action roguelite game. At first the gameplay is very easy. At least it was when I played the game. I felt no bigger challenge and all the creatures died from my mighty swings without any problems. I was like, hey, I'm really good at this game. The challenge began when I finally met the first boss. And the fight was great, like 10 out of 10 great. And also it was the strongest aspect of this game. But I was kinda surprised that the more I played, the more Souls-like the game got. Easy peasy beginning was a trap. Actually, Dreamscaper is very unforgiving and difficult. I wouldn't mind, but most of the weapons here are slow, you know, like your sister. I felt like I was swinging them through the water or something, and you have to make perfectly timed attacks for critical hits. That is a hard thing to do with slowpoke weapons, but if this isn't a problem for you, then it may be the game for you. It has great art design, visuals, puzzles, and the gameplay is really fun.
And now let me present to you a brand new superhero team-based tactical RPG which is absolutely free to play and also is a sponsor of this video, Marvel Mystic Mayhem. Here you will command legendary heroes in a battle against the Sinister Nightmare, a chaotic villain who haunts them with dark dreams and grows stronger by feeding on their deepest fears. You know, just like I invade your dreams with potato salad. Here you will take control of a 3-character team and find countless diverse compositions and tactical skill combos, you know, like follow-up attacks, sustained damage, and many more. You will be in charge of powerful, well-known heroes like Hulk, Thor, Storm, and my favorite, Spider-Man. Also the ones you encounter less often, Misty Knight, Angela, Psylocke, and others, including rare villains like Dream Queen and Man-Thing. The game consists not only of an intriguing campaign story, but also here you'll find plenty of diverse game modes, such as roguelike and PvP, where you can test your might against other players. Yeah, you can even encounter me and show me who's the boss. Also, you will challenge colossal bosses and show the world your name on the global leaderboard. Yes, you can. I'm really enjoying the game. It's lots of fun and runs really smoothly. Download Marvel Mystic Mayhem now. Scan QR code or press the link below in the description and enjoy countless hours of pure fun. It's free and it's awesome.
Gloom. Here, afflicted by severe amnesia, you drift deep into the common dream. You scour for the lost pages of the Necronomicon, while clinging on any little purpose you have left. Faced with mad dreamers and horrible abominations, like, you know, people who like pineapple in their potato salad, and eldritch deities, you feel drawn to the dark abyss deep within. The game is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, but has an original story. You'll find a wide array of weapons, items, and foes, offering tons of unique, compelling scenarios. Also, procedural level structure that ensures endless replay value. People on Steam are saying that the game has a great story, a bit clunky combat, and you won't like this, a permadeath. Yeah, if you die, then you die, and the only thing you get for it is a bunch of tokens to start a little stronger next time. Gloom has a very positive review score on Steam, and the price is more than nice.
Absolov, End of Gods. In this futuristic Viking horror, you awaken a sanctuary of steel and concrete. It was built to research and exploit the worlds of Yggdrasil and to house an artifact buried in the earth eons ago. Your task is to unveil the secrets of the mythology, the artifacts themselves, and explore the realms. The game is pretty scary, but as I always say, the funny thing is the name. Absolov to me sounds like a Slavic surname, you know.
Artyom Absolov, engineer of Chernobyl power plant. It's all your fault.
People are saying that Absolov End of Gods has an interesting story, great voice acting, but also a bit clunky combat. But it's not a combat game, but more of a walking simulator. Be sure you like these. Anyway, the game has very positive reviews on Steam, so I can only suggest you to dive into this sci-fi Viking horror and have a great time. IAmLegend. This is a short horror game where you'll pilot a submarine on the alien moon in the ocean of blood. You'll navigate using an incomplete satellite map and proximity sensors, and will have extremely limited vision of your surroundings through the lens of a grainy still camera. Game may not look like much, but I dare you to try it. The setting will quickly build dread and paranoia in your veins, be sure of that. IAmLegend is super short, it won't take you longer than an hour to finish, so I suggest you to avoid watching gameplays and even this short review is not what you want to see. At least I muted the sound, which is the main thing of this game. Anyway, one fun fact for the end. Markiplier played the game and he was so impressed he decided to make a movie based on it. It is finished but not released yet, although who knows when you are watching this video, so check it out just to be sure. Last Train Home. You will embark on a desperate mission through the depths of a wasteland ravaged by war. Your goal is to guide Czechoslovak soldiers back to home on board an armored train. But the path ahead is fraught with peril. Caught in the middle of a brutal civil war between Russia's red and white armies, your unit must remain in fighting shape, managing what little resources you have and maintaining morale at all costs. Venture through the bleak and unforgiving landscape of Siberia, where the freezing cold and the merciless environment will push you to your very limit. Resources are scarce and your crew is exhausted, but you must never give up. All my life I rode made in Czechoslovakia trolleybuses in Vilnius. Some of them are still riding in the streets. They are like 50 years old and they still run. So one thing I'm completely sure about these guys: everything that's made in Czechoslovakia is unbreakable, except the country itself. What an irony. Voor de kroon, or whatever it is pronounced, is not something you encounter every day. It is a mishmash of games like Chivalry, Mount and Blade, and even Total War, or as developers call it, just a medieval war game. You will fight for control during the Frisian-Olandic Wars. Set in the medieval 13th century, the game features a strategy campaign and historical battles. You will fight with your army and command your troops, or you can fight as one of your units in first person. The concept is not new, but it's for sure an entertaining one. Developers say that the appearance of the warriors is as authentic as possible. They have researched and recreated all the historical armors with love, or with hate, I don't know which is better for historical reasons, and you will participate in battles with up to 720 of these fancy knights. The game is in early access, but it already has around 90% of positive reviews, so for this title the future seems bright. Dungeons 3. You will be able to unleash your dark side by creating a unique underground dungeon from an array of rooms, traps and structures. You can raise a pretty despicable army here. Your goal, of course, is to corrupt the land and destroy all things cute or even remotely good. Yes, you can visit the overworld here and, yes, let the terror thrive. The game has randomly generated levels, so it has great replayability. Isn't it awesome, friend? Don't you think so, friend? Notice how I called you a friend? It's because you are subscribed to my channel, right? Right? Anyways, people on Steam are saying that this game has tons of Easter eggs and nerdy references. It's like it was made for us.
Yeah, it was literally made for us, you genius.
Oh, shut up. Song of Horror, Complete Edition. So this is a cute game for the whole family. Well, if you are a family of monsters, that is. Otherwise, this is a psychological horror game for adults. Here, a famous writer has gone missing, along with his entire family. Worried, his editor sent an assistant to his house in order to look for him, but he never came back. If you have seen the movie In the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill, you can draw parallels already. But that is not the same story, oh no. Here, these disappearances spark a set of events that will soon reveal something dreadful. A nameless dark entity known only as the Presence seems to be responsible. But this is not just a simple horror jumpscare infused game.
Oh no.
The evil Presence is controlled by an advanced AI that adapts to your actions and decisions, and that makes it, you know, actually alive. That is extremely creepy. So as a player, you will live the story through the eyes of a varied set of characters related to the story in their own way. Every character is different and brings their unique point of view to the investigation, allowing you to approach clues and items differently, but all of them can die if the Presence gets to them, and death is permanent. So how strong are your mental balls? Some say that the game has better horror than Lovecraft has ever written. Well, it's for you to decide, if you have a pair, but I recommend having at least 7 of them. Colony Ship, a post-Earth role-playing game. Hundreds of years ago, a spaceship with 50,000 colonists was sent from Earth to colonize Proxima Centauri. You, as one of the colonists, will never feel the sun under a blue sky, never hear the wind in the branches of a tree, never swim in the ocean, never drink delicious vodka in Lithuania or Żywiec beer in Poland, and never taste the incredible rotten canned herring in Sweden. Well, maybe it's not a big loss with the latter, to be fair. And all this happened because you had the misfortune to be born in the ship chained to a fate you didn't choose. You have never seen Earth, and you will never see Proxima Centauri either. You are doomed to live and die on the ship in the name of the mission, like your father before you, like his father before him. So in Colony Ship you will find a skill-based character system with feats and biological implants. Also you can choose from 12 recruitable party members with different personalities, agendas and beliefs. Game has a very positive review score, so if you want to live a meaningless life with nothing to lose, I mean if you are not already doing that in real life, this is your chance to have fun. Steep. You'll ride a massive open world across the mountains of cocaine. Well, or snow. I don't think there was an official explanation of what exactly this white stuff is made of. Anyway, imagine what you want. So you'll land in the Alps or the wilderness of Alaska and conquer the world's most epic mountains on skis, wingsuits, snowboards and paragliders. Basically, you will do all that stuff you would never do in real life. You know, you can't do that sitting on your couch. Oh wait, yes you can. Although I doubt that you find this mother of all winter sports in this game. But don't worry, the game is really cheap, so even without that it's worth your time and money. So long story short, this is a fun game with great mechanics. The more you play, the better you become. Until you hit the ceiling of your capabilities, of course, and then delete this stupid game. Anyway, good luck. Far Cry 4. Travel to Himalayas into the fictional country of Kyrat, and of course try to overthrow the oppressive regime of the dictator in the process, because you know that's what we do, right? Casually traveling around the world, drinking piñatas, and then boom, you are the leader of some separatist movement in the country that you have never even heard of before. And yes, I know what piñata is, I'm just trolling you. Of course, Far Cry 4 is not the newest title of the franchise, but it is still a great game with a great price. The world of Far Cry is really impressive and alive, with terrain spanning from lush forests to the snow-capped Himalayas. The entire world is teeming with life and deadly encounters. Leopards, rhinos, black eagles and vicious honey badgers. This is a home of untouched wildlife, so every time as you embark on your hunt for resources, know that something may be hunting you as well. Planet of Lana. A really beautiful platformer with hundreds of tiny details that make it pop out of the other similar projects. Here, a planet that used to be a place of undisturbed balance between human nature and animal now has become something else entirely. The disharmony that had been in the making for hundreds of years has finally arrived in the form of faceless army. But this is not a story about war. This is a story about a vibrant, beautiful planet and the journey to keep it that way. The game looks like someone crossbred Miyazaki's movies with Star Wars, and that is never a bad thing. REVEIL. This is a narrative first-person psycho thriller focusing on puzzles and exploration. So basically this is a very nicely done walking simulator, you know, with horror vibes, so not as boring as you may expect. The story begins with you waking up. You are disoriented, your head hurts. Well, honestly, a lot of us have the same problem the main protagonist has. It's called alcoholism. But surprisingly this time it's not it. You are trapped into a surreal, mysterious place where everything looks familiar but you don't know why. As things get crazier and more bizarre, the lines between reality, memory and imagination become more and more blurred. So your only way out is to solve everything. Be sure you have an IQ a bit higher than room temperature. Game has strong, very positive review score, so if you like games like that, this may be a wonderful hidden spoon of potato salad for you. Sovereign Syndicate. Here in this Victorian steampunk CRPG you will explore an open world filled with mystery and danger. You can choose from 3 playable characters with branching stories that intertwine. You will investigate, interact and take action to leave your mark on the world and its inhabitants. You will not find any random stat points here and will have to use your skills to level them up. Game wants you to trust your fate to the innovative tarot card chance system. You can solve problems with combat, persuasion, magic or even explosives. The game is heavily influenced by games like Fallout, Baldur's Gate and Disco Elysium. NPCs react to your gender, race, appearance and choice of dialogue, so you'd better look and act the part if you want the right results. But not everything is certain. Luck plays a role and it's all in the cards with the aforementioned tarot card chance system. Anyway, Sovereign Syndicate may very well be a hidden gem or at least a nice polished rock. If you are in doubt, you can play the demo version already. Hard West 2.
You are a notorious outlaw with a dangerous reputation. On the hunt for a big score, you hear talk that a ghost train filled with federal gold is heading your way. So you swiftly assemble some cool people with cool guns and a few of them with even cooler supernatural powers. Sounds cool, huh? Well, the train is called Ghost Train for a reason. No spoilers though. It is a non-linear turn-based strategy game that is filled with puzzles to the brim. Instead of a traditional level-up system, the game relies on acquiring equipment and cards. So you build a poker hand to power up your team members. Hard West 2 has several difficulty levels, up to 6 team members and many other cool features, but voice acting isn't too great. Also, the game isn't optimized very well, so the game score on Steam always fluctuates between mostly and very positive. The Quarry. I would say that this is a usual slasher movie, except this time it's a game, where all the stupid decisions of the protagonist are made by you. So here you'll be in charge of a band of teenagers who decided to go to a distant quarry and celebrate, something. And things quickly took a turn for the worse. Hunted by blood-drenched locals and something far more sinister, your plans unravel into an unpredictable night of horror. Friendly banter and flirtations give way to life or death decisions, as relationships build or break under the strain of unimaginable choices, made by you by the way. You will play as each of 9 characters in a thrilling cinematic tale, where every decision shapes your unique story from a tangled web of possibilities. Any character can be the star of the show or die before daylight comes, and it's all your fault. Honestly, this game is better played in the company of friends, or with your loving mother-in-law, so you could laugh and be scared together. House of the Dying Sun. This is a tactical space shooter that puts you in the cockpit of the Empire's most deadly interceptor and in command of the Harbinger fleet. You will hunt down the enemies of your dying empire and upgrade your warships with new weapons and abilities earned during your campaign of terror. Well, it seems that you are a bad guy here. Anyway, gamers are praising amazing sound design, exciting combat and great visuals. The only bad thing is that the game is super short. Still, longer than your ding-dong. Jokes aside, for you to beat it, it will take less than 4 hours. Although by reading comments on Steam I saw guys who have from 10 to 40 hours of gameplay on record, meaning that the game, at least for some of us, has great replayability. Dune Spice Wars. At the beginning I was really surprised how light this game is. It only requires 4 GB of free space. What is this witchery? And because of that, Dune Spice Wars works incredibly smoothly. Loading times are almost non-existent, and the game itself launches very fast as well, a few seconds and you are in the main menu. I honestly can say that I am not used to this. The game itself looks like a casual 4X title, like Civilization, but it's not. It's a mix of 4X and real-time strategy. You start with your main base and then you have to expand. To do that, you need to explore surrounding areas with your ornithopter and find some resources. I mean areas rich in spice, having which is really nice. It rhymes because spice here is money, and money is nice, that always rhymes. Roses are red, violets are blue, money is nice. See? Anyway, I can recommend the game, I really liked it. Train Valley 2. A lot of people like trains, and a lot of people like boobs, but sadly this time it's a game about trains, not the other things, although equally fun and entertaining.
No.
Well, you're probably right. So, as you can probably guess, Train Valley 2 is a train tycoon puzzle game. Here will take your railroad company from the days of the Industrial Revolution and into the future, meeting the needs of the valley's cities and industries. Build the railroads, upgrade your locomotives, and keep everything on schedule without delays or accidents. Well, we all know that you probably want to avoid some derailments. Also, people on Steam are saying that the game is quite challenging at higher levels. Honestly, that is a perspective of your IQ. Be sure you have it. Maneater. Have you ever wanted to become a shark? To swim in the endless ocean until you get eaten by a bigger shark or a killer whale? Well, honestly, being a shark kinda sucks. I wish I was a jellyfish instead. No brain, no worries, no anxiety, only never-ending fun. Yeah, I'm sure jellyfishes feel like that every day. Anyway, Maneater will let you experience the ultimate power fantasy as the apex predator of the seas. Become a giant shark and eat someone. By the way, Maneater is a single-player open-world action RPG. Yeah, you heard right, it's an RPG game. I can only guess that you weren't expecting that. You will start as a small shark pup tasked with surviving the harsh world while eating your way up the ecosystem. To do this, you will explore a large and varied open world, encounter diverse enemies and prey, both human and wildlife. Find the right resources and you can grow and evolve far beyond what nature intended. It's a game after all. This is fortunate because you can get revenge on all those filthy fishermen. For Triumph. This is a hybrid between Heroes of Might and Magic and traditional XCOM-centric games, meaning that you have a large world map where you can free roam and search for various treasures, and the battle map where all the action is happening, and there you can actually utilize your surroundings. Every tree or boulder is a potential weapon in battle, so here you will lead a band of heroes with different skill sets through a witty and funny fantasy plot. Yeah, the game doesn't take itself seriously, but that sometimes can be repulsive for more serious players. The game looks and feels like a cartoon, but the difficulty is not childish, believe you me. I played it on normal and it felt like a nightmare. Although if you are used to getting free games from Epic, check your library, you may already have it. Monstrum. This game was one of the most entertaining things I ever played. It is a really scary experience, but also really fun. You will have to escape the ship of horrors by doing some tasks, like finding parts for the helicopter or building a raft. And these parts are all over this massive ship, so you will have to travel huge distances in order to collect them all. Fun part is that you are not alone. Somewhere in this ship lurks a terrible monster, so you get the point. This game is best enjoyed with friends, but I don't have co-op mode or anything like that in mind. Monstrum is a single-player experience. Just take turns trying to escape the ship. I guarantee that this game may become the pinnacle of your evening with buddies. Honestly, I never laughed so much playing horror games with my friends. Undermine. This is an action-adventure roguelike that blends combat and dungeon crawling with RPG-like progression. Mine gold, die, upgrade yourself, and then try again. Discover hundreds of items including relics, potions, blessings and curses that all stack for a new experience every run. Challenge dangerous bosses and rescue helpful characters that provide new upgrades for your adventure. Also decipher the cryptic messages of the Undermine's residents and unfold the mystery at the heart of the dungeon. People on Steam are saying that the game reminds them of one thing, like someone took the mines from Stardew Valley, upgraded them heavily and made them into a game. Undermine has about 90% of positive reviews, but some people complain that it is unbalanced and can infuriate you. But hey, you play these games and hope to die just to be reborn stronger again. Gordian Quest. In this card game, you will lead heroes on an adventure to save what's left of the fallen world and destroy the root of evil. This is an epic deck-building RPG inspired by old-school classics like Ultima and D&D, but as it is popular nowadays, it is using gaming concepts like roguelite and turn-based strategic combat. You will form parties of heroes whom you will have to lead and manage on difficult missions, help them forge bonds and discover new skills among them. You will also find a campaign mode and venture through 4 acts, also roguelite mode and 10 different heroes, each with their own unique class, skills and playstyle, also various difficulty levels and tons of loot. Art-wise, game is great as well, and it is an owner of a very positive review score on Steam. The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings Enhanced Edition. Everyone knows, and most of us have played the third Witcher, but just a few of us have tried previous parts. Well, I played all of them and I can share my quick insights about part 2. So if you are wondering should you play Assassin of Kings, there is some major guidance for you. If you like the third Witcher because of the open world and fluid combat, you won't find anything similar here. The world is segmented, some areas are more open, some are straight linear and combat is way less satisfying, although it is decent enough to not make you rage all the time. It is an older game released at the same time as Skyrim, but just with a fraction of that budget. But if you like third Witcher because of the story, writing, humor and deeply developed characters, then yes, the second part can offer a similar experience. I would give the overall scenario 10 ColdBeers out of 10. I can absolutely recommend it. Also, the game has boobs in it. On Steam, Assassin of Kings has 90% of positive reviews, left by tens of thousands of people. Basically, this game was the moneymaker that helped CD Projekt create a much bigger third part, which is also heavily discounted. Ready or not? You will take the role of the commander of the SWAT. You will have to compose the team from a large roster of unique talents, give tactical orders, carefully plan and carry out various super dangerous missions. You are also obligated to look after your team's mental and physical health. Officers with unaddressed, deteriorating mental status may be unable to properly perform their duties or even feel compelled to quit the force. Incapacitated officers may be temporarily unavailable for missions with a tragic prospect of death leading to a
permanent loss. So you are not just a leader, you are their mama as well. Also, you will have access to the best weapons and equipment, including many new acquisitions. However, customization isn't limited to the equipment you use. While performing remarkable actions alongside your team, you'll earn various stuff. The patches on your sleeves, the artwork for your skin, and potentially even the timepiece on your wrist. That Casio for 10 euros will bring the envy from other officers and earn you respect. Or not. Probably not. Definitely not. People are saying that the game will make you proud of being American, even if in real life you are some terrorist living in a cave defeathering eagles and hating freedom. Rum Gun. If you're searching for something less popular but still good enough to lose your time in, Rum Gun fulfills these criteria and offers even more. This is a game made by only one man, but by playing it you probably couldn't tell that. Also, it is super cheap and it has very positive reviews on Steam. In my opinion, the game is totally underrated. You know, you won't be playing it like Path of Exile day by day. People who left reviews on Steam have from about 4 to around 12 hours of game time on record, but it is really entertaining, and if you like action RPGs like Diablo, it is almost a must-play. I follow the guy on Facebook and I can see that Rum Gun is a passion project. The updates are quite constant, and they not only fix bugs, but include tons of additional content as well.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe.